everything's forever and so does me and you. Until something better came along.
story goes, little hope but bigger dreams. They try to bring a sucker down, singing louder than the crowd. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright. The sun is getting warmer. Oh, when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. Oh, when we're floating up like helium. Sip me up like lemonade. We both know it's bittersweet. The sorrowness will bite your tongue. No one is forever young. No. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright. I know the sun is getting warmer. Oh, when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. Oh, when we're floating up like helium.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Paladins 1.9 patch update. My name is Randy, and I'm joined by all of my favorite friends here. We've got, first, of course, Hi-Res Alyssa. How are you doing today?
Great.
Good. And we've got, of course, the guys here behind all the great art and design going on. We've got Hi-Res Thunderbrush, Rafe, and, of course, Hi-Res Martini.
Yo.
Garrett Martini. And you know what? I was having, not to mention that, but I was by the coast enjoying
were you?
myself. And I was thinking of you.
Why would you be thinking of me?
Your name,
miss
it's got a
me,
lot
or-
of, just refreshing kind of guy.
I've never actually heard that before.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? It's actually great to be able to hang with you guys again. It's been a minute. We had HRX. That was so busy. It was a lot of fun. All of you were there. We had a great time, and hopefully you all were there with us as well. I don't want to take too much time here because we're going to get right into it. We've got a lot of great things coming through in this patch. This is the holiday patch for Paladins, and it's going to start off with a very festive announcement of a new map being introduced into the realm. It is Warder's Gate. So we've got a map to be able to show you, and I'm really excited about the process of this. First of all, I think the bigger thing is the community's been wanting a siege map for a long time, Alyssa, and finally it's here.
It's been a while. It's been a minute since we've had a siege map, and we've had a lot of maps recently, but this has definitely been a long-awaited one. And Rafe and Garrett will talk more about it, but this is kind of pushing the boundaries of anything we've ever done on a map before.
And Garrett, in terms of design, obviously, the siege map might bring a couple of new elements.
Absolutely. So we're sticking to the core fundamentals in terms of spacing and flow that define a siege map, while at the same time adding some new elements, such as, and I'm hoping the pan through here is gonna. Oh, you can kind of see it.
We'll have time to get into it.
Okay,
for sure.
okay. But there's these awesome crystals that are located on the flank ground that actually propel your character up into the air and give you hang time that you can run into and kind of revert your trajectory and go back and forth and you do some really clever stuff with it. And there's one on each flank of the capture point.
Is this like NBA Jam hang time?
It might be.
It might be, because that's a serious hang time. And Rafe, obviously, talk about just the design of this map from an architectural standpoint and just an art style here.
So we're back to the Dragon's Call style architecture in the map, which is our warder art set as we're referring to it. And here we kind of want to design a place where the warders inhabit a space in the realm that's a bit hidden for the rest of the realm itself. And this is sort of the border into it. So you would cross through this thick forest and arrive on the other side of it to kind of the gate, if you will, to the warder domain.
It truly feels like its own place, which is really great. And obviously, a lot of these maps being introduced into Paladins have given us a little bit of an insight into the lore of Paladins, helped us expand the world for our community and everyone involved. Does this map do that?
Oh, absolutely. This will give some insight on, kind of who the warders were and what they're all about. And now that we have Amani announced, the kind
Who's
of
that?
through line.
No kidding.
Oh,
Wait, what?
dang it.
Guys, I gotta go. I gotta say.
And what's super cool about this map is it has an asymmetrical art style, which
Yes.
we've never
Yes.
done before. So each side of the map has different theming, and it makes it really unique because every time you play on this map, you could have a different experience, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and that's obviously from just a vibe standpoint as well. We've been doing so much about the Abyss and the Pyre theme. This feels like it almost fits in between.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, with the sort of asymmetrical objective we had on art, the layout is symmetrical, so technically plays the same for both sides. But we wanted to invoke this different feeling if you play on one side versus the other. So it gives the map a bit of better sense of longevity in that regard.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Fantastic. So obviously, Garrett, heading into the process of this map coming out, just talk a little bit more about. I think we may be able to get a walkthrough through it. I don't know if we have that available yet, but I was told behind the scenes we might have that. But if we don't, obviously this map coming through, hopefully, looking as good as this.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. Super bright, vibrant colors, right? Always great for gameplay. And if my super engaged players may actually recognize the capture point and the push routes as a former test map. So shout outs if you played the Super Rift one, because this is what it's kind of manifested into. And basically you've got these big capture or push areas as we're looking at right now, fairly flat and open actually, with these pillars that represent the cover around the capture point, and that's really fun. You get a lot of 1v1s as your team is wiped, and then there's like a front line left, and you're dodging on the pillars because you're a damaged character and you're at low health, and you're trying to take this guy down before he pushes the payload into your base. Oh, look at the butterflies!
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I haven't even seen it. Yep. And in this flanked route right here that's leading to the capture point, there's a hazard there without actually any fences to it, so be careful. It creates some really interesting internal gameplay on the offsets. And now what we're looking at is that crystal I was talking about.
Excuse me?
Yep.
Wow.
So giving that, like,
Flanking
you
in
can do
your back
all
line.
sorts of things. And I was geeking out about it before the show because, like, you can add, like, say, a character that already has vertical mobility,
Yeah.
amplify your air superiority, or if the character without vertical mobility, gain the benefit of it, right? So if you hit that full mount speed with master riding as a Fernando,
Can
it's
will
gonna
you stay on your horse?
Yes,
in
you
that?
can stay in your horse. And
Oh
that. You
my.
can catapult yourself deep into the enemy's backline. Or if, like, you're Maeve, right, and you can manipulate and intelligently use your double jump, you can actually maintain, like, you can juggle yourself in that upward spire. So there's a lot of really cool gameplay scenarios that happen around it, and really facilitate the point fight.
Well, this is a pretty phenomenal kind of showcase of that new element. Ascension Peak, the last siege map that we got, brought that bigger capture point than most other maps in the game. In
This is
fact,
slightly smaller,
and
yeah,
this is
slightly
slightly smaller,
Yep.
but it has these dynamics of an actual, we've seen it in TDM, but we haven't seen it in a siege map. So this is very exciting. Just my last question before we move on to test maps here. What happens if Khan overpowers someone into that crystal?
So
Will
it's
they just
physics. It's
fly
physics.
right up, or will they keep going
It
and just
may,
gain some height?
the velocity at which Khan ejects his victims,
Will
right,
determine.
like, is really fast.
Yeah.
So I imagine it would do a slight, like, variation on the trajectory of the victim, but it cut right through there really quickly.
Okay.
And so for this map, we're really pushing the bounds of what we've ever done before. So we have an extended PTS cycle. We're going to do PTS for 2 weeks this time.
Yeah.
So this is to make sure, like, one of our big things going into the new year is focus on polish and quality. And so we want to make sure that this map is really good. We think it's going to be ready by 1.9, but we would really appreciate your guys' help during that 2-week PTS cycle to test, help us find any bugs. And if we feel like when 1.9 releases that it's not where it needs to be, then we'll make sure that it gets there for the next patch.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to go back on that point. I mean, this map is going to be a part of esports players' experiences for
gotta be
years
good.
to come.
It's gotta be
and,
good.
Gotta
Gotta
it's got
test
to be
it.
got to be good. Got to be perfect,
take
right?
time.
So that's a preview of what should be upcoming for the next siege map in Paladins. Get excited! I am hyped. I cannot wait to test that crystal and all those cool things. But in the meanwhile, in 1.9, we also have some more test maps coming through for you all to test and give us some feedback. And Alyssa, I guess you just mentioned it. Test maps are a big community feel, and this is also a great way for you to be a part of the design process.
Yeah, that's right. So we reintroduced test maps in the last batch because they were very heavily community requested. I mean, the map we just showed you actually was a test map, like Garrett said. It was Super Rift. So we're introducing 2 new test maps, Deathgate and Thrones this time.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a really good chance for you to try out a new map before it's arted up very, very early on in development. And who knows, maybe at some point you'll see that become a fully produced map.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I'm super excited about these. We think we're kind of upping our game in terms of layout and spacing and flow. So what we're looking at right now, this is Thrones.
Thrones,
Yeah.
okay.
So this kind of embodies an experiment in regards to very, like, strong, prominent payload pathway that creates this head-to-head meat grinder kind of thing with, like, a massive, like, really intricate point fight that's, like, deceivingly simplistic in nature because
Yes.
all you see, it's this, like, big arena with 2 balconies, but what the crazy gameplay is the fact that it's actually walled off in that square with the big pillar in the center. That creates a lot of cover and leads to some really cool moments. And then Deathgate was an experiment in, like, more open, natural shapes, so less rigid, like 90 degrees that you saw in Thrones.
Right.
Which is something Paladins has actually kind of been lacking, and we're really pleased with how so far it's turned out. So get on the PTS, test those maps for us, test the Warder's Gate, and help us polish this bad boy up.
Yeah, forum's always a great spot to do that, right?
Exactly.
Twitter as well.
Yeah, let us know your feedback on it, and we'll get this thing polished up, ready for the community to enjoy.
I visually, I mean, the thing looks just so great. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, Alex and his team done a great job with the map.
Yeah, shout outs to everybody. It's phenomenal. We do obviously have more to the show coming up. And before we get into more of the holiday part of the show, we are going to go into some balance. So for now, we're going to show you guys a very quick video and get Garrett over to the balance section with High Res Pretty Hair to talk what's upcoming in 1.9.
Go, go, go!
2019 is going to be the best.
year ever.
Major updates every month. 6 new champions with our coolest kits yet.
And the best designs ever.
An epic story told throughout the year.
And answer questions you've always had about the realm.
6 new maps, including 3 siege maps. A new battle pass every 2 months.
And later this year, our first ultimate skin.
More community involvement than ever before.
Longer PTS cycles and a new dev schedule.
More time fixing bugs every month.
In-game tournaments.
Clan wars.
Player commendation.
Persistent lobbies.
Cross-platform play and progression.
New game modes.
A revamped in-game item store.
And finally, an end to the burst meta.
Maybe a few spikes.
And no pay to win ever.
That video.
I'm
there.
everywhere.
Love it, guys. It's time for the balance section. We got to make a couple adjustments here. Just a couple of light little things to get through, then you're going to give us, I think, some insight onto Season 2.
That's right.
First thing up
The
on our
deets.
docket today is actually just kind of like a feels change, I think. It's like a reduction in your camera shake when you are being shot.
Yeah, so this was actually kind of a long-standing ask by a lot of our professional players over the God, I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. This studio. I need to do more cardio, guys. I ran over here. Okay.
Not that far.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so far. What are you talking about? Come on, you're making me look bad. So over HRX, some of our more talented individuals
Yes.
brought up an issue
The big
that
gamers.
a lot of some of our characters, basically, when you're fighting them 1v1, every shot counts, right?
Sure.
And taking damage above a certain amount, actually, based on kind of like our feels and how our game is built, kind of tilts your camera when you take
Right.
this instance of damage. So what we've done is gone through and looked at the system and basically reduced the magnitude, because the general sense was that it was harming the gameplay, right? Like the
Right.
amount the camera was tilting made it very hard to aim. We still want it there as an element of feedback, right? I think that it's still necessary to kind of tell you like, oh, you're taking damage, right? But it didn't have to be as strong, right?
Right.
And now you should be able to hit shots a little bit better in 1v1, and it won't be as obstructive.
Cool. So next thing up on our list is a little bit of a buff to Furia, reducing the cooldown of Kindle Soul by 1 second.
That's right. That's right. So when Furia released, she was just dominant.
Yeah.
Like she came out as designed, right? We were like, we want a main support character that's aggressive in nature. Well, that means she has it all, right?
Right.
So we're like, okay, where do we pare her down? And the avenues of doing so were to be like, okay, her core, right, her soul is the fact that she's aggressive. So she needs to retain some of that damaging ability, some of that hard CC ability.
Right.
So that means what she needs to give up is some of her healing efficacy. And we did that through
Right.
a couple of, like reducing range or reducing
Yeah.
magnitude of the heals, but we felt that we went too far with the cooldown one, so we're retracting that, and she should be in a better spot now compared to the other supports.
Sure. Awesome. So one more thing here for the Pirate Lord himself. Dredge will be seeing fall off now from the explosion epicenter,
Yes.
I believe, on the Scuttle reload talent.
Absolutely, it's a big request by the community, and ultimately, like Dredge is a very polarizing character just by design. Like he doesn't have the quickest of movement abilities, has a kind of hard to lob weapon, right?
Right.
Slow traveling, and the point of his existence is to be an
Yeah.
AoE damage zoning character.
But when he does hit you.
Right. It's hard.
Yeah.
But now he's going to have to be even better with how he places those shots.
Right.
And then the player's ability to recognize an incoming scuttle and then adjust because it moves at like 40 feet per second.
Right.
Should now be what you can look at. And it's funny because like Dredge is often successful in certain populations, and then as you kind of go up the food chain, right, you don't like, he was available for Acer X, who's played like a couple times, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's people are solving the problems that Dredge presents, right? So it's like, I just encourage you guys to kind of like figure out, watch how you outplay, how you move around that character,
Right.
and put that pirate deep in
That's
Davy
fun.
Jones'
It's one of the
locker.
fun parts about new champions, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether they come out strong or whether they come out weak, it's always kind of gravitating back towards the center, I feel, when people start to figure it out. And just the little things, even at HRX, even at the top level, you could see there are little things that people could still do better with that character. He's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing him a good bit. We're going to move on to our last change of the day. And this was another feels type of change that works with Life Exchange.
Oh,
now,
yes,
when you get hit by this, you will receive a little bit of feedback.
Yep. Just something that it was missing, right? Because that was kind of something added in post character development.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, all the other heals that do similar things have this element. Why not Ying? So now it's just going to be a better gameplay experience. The people you heal are going to be more cognizant of the fact that you're being healed, and it's going to feel better when you heal them because you can hear it. There's like, I'm going to do an action and then see feedback that I've done an action, or hear feedback in this case. Just generally quality of life.
Cool. So that does it for our changes that we're making this patch. Relatively small patch, but that's of course because we are leading up to Season 2. And if you want to give us a couple words on the overall, what to expect, I think, for balance in Season 2.
Yes. So this patch, as Nick mentioned, is intentionally light. The lion's share of all of our kind of testing in terms of meta balance, character focus, item store changes, loadout card stuff is going to be hitting with the new season, as is typical of kind of our competitive format. And we got some really cool stuff coming. I can allude to it. So there is a big effort by our team to essentially clean up, I guess, the pace of the game in regards to mostly TTK. Because right now we have some interesting, I guess, manifestations of like, it's what you want, right? If you imagine, like, I do this example. The camera looking at me, so this is confusing. But basically, if this represents a graph where your x-axis is time in the game, and then your y-axis is your time to kill, right? What you'd want, right? Because we want an in-game progression. Like as you acquire items, as you get credits, we want like essentially the TTK to drop. Like you're more effective at killing people as the game goes on, and then defensive characters are getting more cooldowns, so then there's a little bit of back and forth. However, right now our loadout system and even talent cards makes this graph like this instead of a nice gradual slope, right? Because players are walking into a game based on loadout selection of like they already have the efficacy of max ranked cards in some scenarios. And when we were doing this previously, we were like, what we'd like is an intelligent kind of opportunity cost decision that you can make. And it does that. But ultimately the price we paid wasn't worth it. And we'll get more into this. We're going to do some dev talks later in the week, and I feel like I'm rambling, so we're going to
it's good.
focus on it later. But that's a big effort for the next season, is cleaning up loadouts and talent cards that do the roles of items, in-game item store items. And there'll also be character ability focus changes as well.
I like it, man. I like the overall fact that, that was something we did. We tried. I think it worked for what it was supposed to do, right? But I like the fact that you guys can take that step back and say, you know what, this isn't achieving, I think, what we want to overall for our game. We can be better, and we're going to make it that way. That's going to do it for our balance section. Thank you so much, Garrett, for stopping by and giving us the scoop, and we're going to send it back over to the desk.
Thank you very much, Nick and Garrett. That was a great showcase of what is to come here for the balance in 1.9, and maybe taking a look forward into next year. But they will get into that in a little bit next week as well. And that's really where a lot of things start to be discussed and talked about. Season 2, obviously Season 2, it starts next week. All the streams going for it. Alyssa, what's going on with that?
Yeah, so we have streams starting Monday at 2 p.m. Every week we're going to be talking a little bit about Season 2 and what you can expect. Of course, this is your last chance to get... Welcome back, Garrett.
It was Garrett sprinting through the hall.
This is your last chance to get full throttle Vivian and those ranked borders. So be sure to take advantage of that, and then tune in on Monday to hear more about what you can expect in Season 2.
Yeah, Monday at 2 p.m.,
I want to touch on
right?
something else. I want to touch on something else. We forgot to talk about
some of the
fixes.
bugs.
Yeah.
Let's go back to it.
Let me bust it out.
Okay.
Not out of breath, guys. Didn't just sprint over here. It's fine. This is just how I breathe.
Stamina.
Yeah.
Just a heavy breather.
I wish. Okay. So we've done some good cleanups. So generally, we fixed, and this always irked me because it was like, that's not what happened. So the damage recount, basically like you would end a match, right, and it'd be like, you got gold damage and you have 63,000 done, and you get to the player screen, right, and it's like, you did 50k damage, and you're like, These numbers are different. One thing is not like the other. We fixed that. So now your post-game stats should be aligned just across the board, which is a really good fix. We also have fixed an issue where sometimes, depending on, I forgot what the exact repro was, but there's a scenario where if something gets finicky with a player's connection, Cassie's ult would get permanently stuck on.
Oh, wow.
And then players would just be permanently revealed for the rest of the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
No
longer, guys. It is now fixed. And then there's a host of smaller ones. These are more like, this texture wasn't loading. And then also I believe there are, we have actually been hot patching recently, issues fixing Terminus's ultimate explosion. And then what's the other one?
Sarah's soundbug.
Sarah's soundbug,
Certain
exactly.
weapons after you would heal, and it would be like really loud.
Hello.
So,
Yeah.
And would destroy your eardrums.
Hello, I'm here.
We like our players' eardrums. We don't want to destroy them.
Yes, no. They need them to hear about all the good stuff that we're going to announce.
That's right.
Cool. So is that it for the bugs that you found?
you're
Okay,
good,
great. So some awesome bug fixes. Thank you for that. And I'm sure more little things in the patch notes that you guys will be able to read the update notes as well. The big thing too is that their ranked is coming up, and so all of those like chances to really go for it and get that border, it's now, right?
Right. So Full Throttle Vivian and the ranked borders. This is your last chance before the hard reset with 2.0.
Yeah.
So be sure to get those.
All right, so get your season 2 starts Monday 2 p.m. talking about those things. This is your last chance to get this skin where you can obviously get that mastery border, qualify. I believe it's a gold qualification, right? Doing your placements and
believe
getting
so,
gold. And so make sure to do it. I mean, I'm not really one to talk. I haven't done my placements yet since that one, but this is gonna encourage me. It's gonna encourage me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I love it. It's actually time to start getting into the meat of what makes us the Merry Maker patch, the Merry Holiday patch here for Paladins. We do have some new event skins and a new event to celebrate this season with some great cosmetics that you guys are really gonna enjoy. But let's break it down. So what is the event and why is it this way? I really heard, a little bird told me earlier that the Rise of Fury event went pretty well.
Yeah, Rise of Fury was really popular with our players, so we wanted to kind of emulate that in this new holiday event that we have coming up. So you'll find that there are a lot of similarities.
And Garrett, basically give us a run through, and then we'll obviously talk with Rafe about how this is implemented artistically, but a run through of how this event works and how players can get involved.
Yeah, so the TLDR on the format is there's going to be 3 skin bundles that gives you an epic themed skin, some event currency, and some secondary and tertiary cosmetics. And if you buy all 3 of these, each for 400 crystals, then you're going to get the Pentultimate Unlock skin at the end. So 4 skins in total for this event, and they all look freaking awesome.
Grab 3, you get the 1.
Yes.
Right? And so this is the holiday thing. So you guys went your best holiday. I guess you had to be getting ready for the holidays in at least October or so this must have been a little odd morale-wise for you guys.
Very excited.
A lot of candy, but wrong season for it.
Exactly. So let's start getting into it because we do have our first skin coming up here in the event. It is Merry Maker Leon, the sign of House Aiko, who has a very serious personality, is going hunting out in the. She looks happy.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of wanted to play on this, pseudo snow huntress, but more taking a royal vacation up in the snowy mountains for the year.
And it seems like she's definitely done a great job at keeping herself warm during that adventure.
The cloak looks
I don't think
so
I'd survive
cozy.
in that because I'm getting cold in Atlanta when I wake up. But she seems a lot stronger than me. We are ready actually for a look at the in-game model and also to hear some voice lines. So let's take a look at that for Merrymaker Leon.
'Tis the season. Winter is coming, but it's already here. The weather today is no joke.
Wow.
What can you catch in the winter even with your eyes closed? A cold. What do you call an old snowman? Water. You're all babies. It's not that cold.
No, the scope doesn't work.
Aw, come on. Don't give me the cold shoulder. Don't ruin this season for me. I feel frozen in place. Come on, we have gifts to give. Did you hate my present that much? We shouldn't fight during the holidays.
Well, that is a great little tail. It does seem like she's having a very fun time in this skin.
Yeah, we really wanted to kind of have the whole Merrymaker event be real fun all around.
So has everyone got that kind of vibe where it's like it's the holidays, I'm in a good mood? Is that kind of how you could?
Generally, even if it's a little hidden in the skin.
Okay.
There's a skin we have coming up later with some voice lines that are fantastic.
So obviously taking a look at the weapons here, and I'm sure the animations are a part of this. You said the scope can't be used?
Yes, there's
How
no
dare you
scope.
tease me like that? Is this lore? Did Strix also teach Leon how to, Because if so, Leon and Canessa, Strix has a lot of disciples there.
Leon's just so good, she doesn't need the scope.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's just for like show. It's ornament.
scope.
360, no
Yeah,
scope.
360 no
The
scope.
360
yeah.
no scope. And so obviously taking a look. Oh my
Oh,
god.
look at a little peppermint like pattern on that presence.
Give me the slide there on the Grace. Yeah, that presence is beautiful. And so the concepting around these kind of
little snow particles.
yeah, I mean the
too?
snow particles feels like this being in the snow is very much a part of this
Solid
this
choice.
cosmetic.
Absolutely. We envision all the skins for this event, as a winter event within the realm itself, kind of a big holiday, festive celebration.
And this bundle also comes
Do it,
with
Charles.
a new MVP pose for
Oh, they were immune because you spawned them.
Oh no! A new MVP pose and suites for the event store.
And it seems like this is really a just a kickoff of a great event that is going to bring just an entire vibe into the skins. I know we've seen so many Abyss themed skins, and it's great. I mean, they're such a cool. If you are into that, you can go delve into. But I really love the holiday, as you can tell. I really love the holiday vibe. So I'm excited that we can get into that now. And Leon is a great champion to be able to do that with.
Yeah, we're definitely in a much lighter tone right now.
Yeah,
obviously.
it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. There's a lot going on in the world. Not everybody's happy about everything. A lot of things everybody needs to solve, but it's good to be happy when you're here. Okay, so that is a very, very exciting introduction. We also have another skin coming through for a guy who's maybe been drowned, so to speak, in some maybe heavier feelings. Not always easy when you're getting drugged to the bottom of the ocean by a huge Kraken, so to speak. But Dredge does find a way to get some holiday spirit with the Merrymaker Dredge skin. And he left his shirt at the bottom of the ocean.
Look at those rippling pectorals.
When you Dredge, you don't need a shirt.
Did you say nippling? Oh, no, my bad. Sorry.
Rippling.
My bad. And Leon's around.
Yeah, they're just hanging out together. It's
Remember that
fun.
cabin?
They're like, you went shopping at...
Yeah. Well, they both look pretty pristine.
Yeah.
What a cool cosmetic here. Let's take a look
so cool.
in the game model and also hear a little bit of the voice lines of Merrymaker Dredge.
Time to cross some names off the naughty list. Don't you all look cheery as a pack of cherubs? Let's fix that. Release the Krampus.
Oh, I didn't know Charles said
Away
that.
I go. Don't you all look cheery as a pack of cherubs? Let's fix that. I got a sack of presents here for all the good little girls and boys. Oh, look at that. It's empty. Where's
Got
my
him.
milk and cookies?
Dude, that is great.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's having fun with it in his own way, right?
Yeah.
Dude.
He's a fun amount of edge for a Santa Claus.
And is that what it was like, let's see if we can make Dredge like a Santa Claus type figure? Is that was the artistic design for it?
Yeah, absolutely. Even early on with Dredge, we knew we wanted to give him a human skin as fast as we could. And with the Merrymaker event, it was a given we had to give someone a Santa outfit. And he just kind of really fit the bill. But rather than going a bit more rotund, if you will, for our Santa Claus, he's been hitting the
He
gym.
was the fit Santa Claus.
been
Yeah,
hitting
he's the
the gym.
intermittent fasting Santa Claus right there.
All right, and the latent theme here that we haven't touched on is this freaking shark with
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Rudolph
I
nose.
was going, yeah.
So does that mean that his sleigh is pulled by like just
Yep.
12 sharks?
12 sharks.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is a little
12
scarier
sharks.
than a reindeer.
Yeah.
Why was
I'm
that
not gonna
on
lie.
the card art?
And so this
I
is the
know.
Rudolph of
We'll have
sharks,
to do it
basically,
later.
that
We'll
he's
have to do it
found.
later.
Fan
I
artists,
mean,
please make this happen.
This event is Dredge's Merry Mayhem, so he's kind of he's running the show,
yes.
you know. And he's not your traditional Santa Claus. I think he's doing the holidays a little bit his own style.
Yeah.
He's pulling the strings,
Yep.
or the drawstrings, right?
Little bit,
See what I'm saying? Or the shark,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, little
strings.
He's not
snowflake.
quite Krampus, but they hang out.
There you go. And I don't know if we've seen the Kraken yet, but look at those portals. You just can't be mad, even if he gets away with a little bit of damage immunity, and you just can't take him down. You feel good.
It's a snowstorm.
Snow globe.
Wow,
Little snow
snowstorm or snow globe? That looked like a little bit of both.
Little Eevee in there probably.
Is Eevee immune? If she just goes into that, she doesn't get hurt, right? She's fine.
Now.
Don't think it works.
Try it
that
out in
way.
game, guys.
Yeah, it's
What
really
a-
cool to see the different weapon profile too.
Yeah.
Like with
Yeah.
sans or like without the tentacles, right? Like
Yeah.
also I just like the shark face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fan.
absolutely.
The sharks
Sharks
are cool.
are awesome.
I mean, that almost is deserving of its own name, really.
You and your name.
I don't know, but I'm just thinking.
Yep. Yep.
That's a great name. I really am trying to think of Sharkdoff. No, I'm thinking of Rudolph, but Sharkdoff is kind of cute. Blitzen. Oh my God, yes.
Or like
what's a root?
I feel like there's
How
something
come we've
good
all
here.
forgotten all the reindeer?
You know,
names?
Yeah.
Donner.
Rudolph's
Blitzen, Rudolph.
He's the quarterback, man. So I need to know.
All right, this is pathetic. I feel just
I'm sorry, I've
dumb right
disappointed
now. I
everyone.
can't remember. A very, very easy thing to remember here. All right, so that's not even it. We've still got more. And again, when you're grabbing these cosmetics, you are getting yourself closer to unlocking a cosmetic for free. And these are all things I think most people, when you see them, you're going to want to grab. Let's go to the one that is actually one of my favorites. Harkens back to some great holiday memories for me. Maybe a little bit, a little bit more aggressive on the outside. But
Holiday memory.
I'm telling you, I'm not. Have you ever?
It was a very bad ski trip, Alyssa. Okay?
I don't want to say.
You saw some things. Anyways,
Listen, I don't. I didn't want to get into that on the show, Alyssa. I just let me have my holiday memories. Okay, let me have them. They're mine.
Sorry,
They're good.
I didn't
Most.
expect judgment from Alyssa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anything up.
Wow. Okay. All right. No, I'm kidding. So really, the real. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. We have Abominable Terminus coming into the realm, and it's the Abominable
There he
Snowman.
is.
Terminus needs some.
It's not exactly claymation here, but it's
This is quite the skin, guys.
it's quite the skin. And you guys are really gonna love seeing this in game as well, because it brings some really cool, unique features that will make the Terminus experience for you players out there even cooler and even more distinct. Let's go quickly into game and see exactly what he looks like as a model, and also hear a little bit of the voice lines.
Ho, ho, ho! They scream when they see me. Don't you think that's a little mean? I mean, Yetis have feelings too. We're not just about eating people. Oh, do we have to fight? Look, I know a great little place where we could sit down, get to know each other. Who knows? Maybe we could become friends. Huh? Anyone?
Look at that.
Bigfoot?
That hammer is
Yeah,
amazing.
nice guy. Ooh, small feet, though. Wow, I'm just gonna retire to Florida. No one will know the difference. You don't look that great. I'm just no good at this taunting thing.
That was amazing. Those voice lines actually sold me.
He's got
even
Little
further.
misunderstood.
Yes, misunderstood. Not all Yetis and
what have
snowmen
you
like
set up
that
for
are
us here?
so mean and abominable. That's really
What is
what
he
I
gonna
was
do with all these
referencing.
Cassies?
This looks scary. I'm not.
Look at that hammer, though.
I'm not insuring these Cassies because it doesn't look like they are long.
Yeah, we were actually
to
talking
live
about this
here.
though before the show. That Terminus's weapon presents like so many really cool opportunities to just do some static, blunt object.
Yes.
He can just swing.
It's no longer an axe.
It's
We
no
can
longer
change-
an axe,
We can
right?
change the weapon type, so to speak. It still plays exactly the same.
What was
Get 'em,
the
Charles.
thing that probably shifted or maybe focused the art style for this skin the most for Terminus?
Well, early on, we obviously wanted to give Terminus a skin. He's already got like his ice variant, right? So we kind of wanted to have a little fun here, something that might be not quite edgy, but not quite, Terminus in a Santa hat.
Sure.
And they're in a winter wonderland, so Yeti just fell right into place, honestly. It was one of the easiest skins we were designing.
Works for his size. I mean, it works
Yeah.
for his, but one of the things I love is it's got this personality. It's very jokey. It's very
Yeah.
self-aware. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm a monster, but it doesn't mean we can't be friends. Like,
Yeah.
let's hang out.
It keeps it in the really fun realm,
Yeah.
to match. We have him looking all awesome in the card art, and the skin looks amazing, of course, but it's hysterical when you get in there and you start hearing the voice lines and realize, like, oh, That's what he actually is.
So we have seen everything here. Some of the Calamity Blasts. We've seen the swings, the Shatter Falls. And obviously the man has to go down to come back. And I don't think we have the... That's the first person. Maybe the 3P will give us a different look at that.
This is this giant explosion, and
What
it's
a
like
beautiful-
preceded by like little dainty snowflakes. Like,
For those
just
Don't worry about
separated
this.
them.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, for those wondering, he does not break apart. So if you didn't see it there, yeah, you don't get Yeti explosion.
No Yeti explosions.
Well, a great experience, and I think that's like my favorite effect on this one right there too. Great addition to the Terminus roster of skins, and that will be available in the Merrymaker patch in update in 1.9. So that has brought us to 3 out of the really 5 skins that are being introduced here, but 3 out of the 4 to be able to unlock this next one for free. Yes. I wonder who it is. I wonder who people would want to get a skin for. And
It's your girl.
It's your girl, Maeve. Maeve is getting her own Merrymaker skin, and it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, this skin was great.
Look at the joy in her eyes.
It's just so joyful.
Bringing knives and presents.
That's not real joy. That's just
Probably knives in the present.
that's scary when you really think about it like that. If she's throwing you knives with the intent, look at those eyes like a different version. You're like, oh god, this girl is scary. But let's take a look at the in-game model and hear a little bit of the voice lines from Merrymaker Maeve.
Oh, I'm back. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays. Mistletoe? As if. I got you a gift. It's not a knife. Okay, it might be a knife. What do you call an old snowman? What there? What is the difference between snowmen and snow ladies? Snowballs. I'm gonna stuff your stocking. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle.
Solid. Probably the best
Solid?
voice
Yes.
work we've ever done.
Absolutely.
Nailed it.
I got it.
I love it. Oh my god. It's just, things you throw with snow. That's it. And these are basically just crystallized. I mean, these
Sharpened.
Sharpened. Okay, so are
candy
these
cane.
candy canes or are these icicles?
these are
candy canes.
Okay.
She got a lot of free time on her hands.
I love the thought that she's in this like winter wonderland and she's like, I still need my daggers.
still need my
So
daggers.
she just found a candy cane.
So what's around? Naturally, a ton of candy canes, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's very interesting to me.
Wait, yeah, can we look at those tracers, Charles? Get the holly leaves? Because I'm pretty sure like you can see this like silhouette of the holly leaves quickly vanishing as the knives go out. That's awesome.
And also, we saw we had someone mention to us behind the scenes that when you do look at her hands, when he throws it up, there are these paws
You see it right there.
on her
Little kitty paws.
gloves. So cute. She's got her nails done and everything. I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
that was actually a last-minute suggestion and addition
Really?
from April, when we were working on the illustration for her, that came up, and yeah, it was an awesome ad.
Yeah, super dope. And I can't hear it right now because of how the studio's set up, but the sounds on the skin
Oh,
are
yeah.
also impeccable. If we could hit that ult,
Yeah,
Oh, so it's like sleigh bells, basically.
I love that.
Oh,
It's so
yeah.
great.
Sugar.
that's what I'm talking about.
It's perfect.
Holiday spirit.
You got a little
As you can
nutcracker
take a
going
knife
on
to the
inside,
face.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. This is scary.
Yeah.
Very dark.
I mean, this is like
Eyes.
so.
a little bit.
This is the joyful horror story, basically, when this
Precisely.
is coming at you.
A little bit.
And she still looks determined as ever. Still has that same great attitude.
I didn't realize how much that the hair adds. How it's
Oh, yeah.
just far longer.
Yeah, it's a whole new hair.
It's
So
awesome.
like you said, you get this skin for free if
Yes.
you buy the other 3 bundles. And then the bundle also comes with a new MVP for her. It
Wow.
comes with a new loading frame art and a limited title, Iced Out.
Iced out, and it looks like actually every skin that we have shown you guys actually has its own MVP pose
is
attached
correct.
with it as well. And I believe you get some sweets and the stocking. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Actually, this is a perfect time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's break it down. So there is an event store. It's the biggest like event store I think that we've done.
Yeah, it's the biggest we've done. You get these sweets and you can spend the sweets like Rise of Furia in
Okay.
the event store to unlock just all different kinds of stuff.
And we're gonna, I think, take a look at that right now, as you can see it here. And so you've got a couple of
the
emotes.
chair.
The chair emote, and that's an emote. So you
Oh,
can
this
do
one's
that in
this is,
game.
okay. This is a roaming emote. Genos can just post
just chill?
up and then chill and float around.
And then all those little goodies on the right, you could be spending
little-
these sweets to unlock.
Right.
So if you don't have any of there's some gravestone, there's some death stamps, there's all, different types of like emotes probably.
Yes.
Really cool things that you could be using and getting. So every cosmetic's going to push you closer to that, give you extra things, and if you get 3, you get the 4th one, the main one for free, which is super cool. That is scary, but that was so cool in all seriousness. So that's fantastic. And then there's going to be some quests that I hear. Some quest chains, so people can earn some of this stuff just by playing the game.
So like we said, Dredge is kind of taken over, right?
Okay.
And he's kind of running things his own way, running the show. And so he's going to be introducing new quests that will change out. And this is a way for free players to unlock gold chests and festive chests and all different kinds of stuff.
And it seems like with the Encore Pass obviously being added and the Battle Pass now, it seems like a lot of free quest things. Is this something that's really top of your mind in terms of design? How can we keep creating ways for our players who just play the game, who are so passionate, to still find value and to engage even when it seems like they've done everything, find stuff for them to do else?
Absolutely. And so along with those free quests that players are going to be able to get like some chests from, there is also the event quest that it's kind of new in that we're going to release it in a staggered format. So it's like once we ship the event, you're going to have the ability to kind of acquire the first quest chain that you can work on. And then as the event progresses over time, like through over a couple weeks, we're going to keep adding to the quest chain that you can continue to complete it. So.
Wow. Okay, so that'll be really fun. And this will be running through all of 1.9, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
And this is going to be a patch long, or is this an update long? Okay, so make sure you do it now, but it's a great time to be playing. People are starting to get off for the holidays as well, and that'll be great.
And then also the 17th through the 30th, we're going to have different in-game community events every single day.
Ooh.
So it's going to change. We're going to have like double gold, double XP. We ran an event during Halloween where people could get a daily win and they'd get a free spray, and everyone really seemed to enjoy that. So we're doing it again. So I don't know if you remember like little holiday chibi sprays from last year, but you'll be able to unlock those for free just by logging in certain days and getting a win.
Nice.
So something new every day. So be sure to log in and check it out.
Excellent stuff there. I'm glad you guys keep getting good stuff. I really deprive myself of the experience of earning some of these things because
Why do you do that, Evan?
Well, I have the privilege of being able to get access to some of these things and show them off to the community, Garrett. Okay, it's part of my job. But the other thing is that I actually have given myself the Encore pass to work through. So I have the Battle Pass, but I'm working through the Encore, and that's actually a lot of fun. I'm getting the experience. It's really rewarding after you play. So let's talk about the final skin, the final cosmetic here. It is not found in this type of event. It's its own separate gift-giving bundle.
That's right.
So let's break down the bundle really quickly at a high level, and then we'll go into seeing what skin is in that one.
So this one's very simple, guys. Just kind of in the spirit of the season, this is our gift-giving bundle. It's going to be an epic skin for a character we're going to talk about shortly, 200 crystals, and then 2 gift tokens, which
Large
is basically
gifts, right?
large gifts. So it's effectively you're going to be able to get this bundle and then give 2 of your friends 2 epic skins,
which is amazing. I mean, those cost, I think, 600 crystals each. I think,
That's
or something like that. So it's huge value. And let's take a look at the cosmetic. The person who will be receiving the cosmetic. It's Willow. She's going to be getting her own Willow Sugar Plum skin. And look at that. Doesn't look like the Willow I'm used to seeing.
What's different?
Rafe?
What's different?
We'll get back to you in a second. Let's hear the voice lines and hear what she has to say about it herself.
Anyone want to join in a carol? No. Just me? Okay. Come on, guys. You call this holiday spirit? Trick or treat! Oh, wait, wrong one. What do you call an ache in Santa's back? A Krampus? No holiday is complete without sugar. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots! Don't make me shove this candy cane somewhere unpleasant. You're a holly jolly headache. Do you want a sugar lump or a lump on the head? Ready to turn this into a winter wonderland? You've been a bit too naughty.
What an aggressive fairy!
Wow. What?
Don't mess with
so many questions.
Sugar Plum Willow.
Yep.
So, what is this? And Willow, how has she had this magical transformation? Is this part of the Fae magic? Explain this to me.
Well,
Rafe.
she's a Fae, so, you have to assume she could do anything she wants.
Okay.
That in-hand sounds amazing.
It really does.
Shout outs to dude. It's like a
Yeah.
Christmas
It's like a
laser
bomb.
gun.
Yeah. Upgrade.
Even if you're hitting for 100 damage on the side of that, it is still going to sound beautiful. So feel good, Willow Mains.
Do it, Charles.
Ooh, I love it. Can we see that in 3P? Is that possible for him to press C and go into 3P here? Oh, nice. She just looks so fun.
Yeah.
And so again, you were not explaining this to me, Rafe. I'm not letting you off the hook. How is this possible? Okay.
So essentially, we recently released Pepper as an Echo skin to say it's a new character.
Yes.
In this instance, we are saying Willow magically transforms herself.
Okay.
So it's still Willow.
So that's what I was trying to get to the
We're not
distinction of.
saying
Is this a new character?
character.
Okay, this is a magical transformation because she felt like it.
Yeah, because she
was she
felt like
bored?
it. Yeah, she want to look good for the
She just
holidays.
want to look good for the holidays.
Want to look good for the
Okay,
holidays.
that makes sense. You buying that, Alyssa?
Yeah, put on her Christmas best.
Okay,
Yeah.
Christmas best. Just
Christmas
changing
best.
entirely how you look as a individual. Wow, I'm sure. I wish a lot of people want that power
look at that
potentially.
VFX
But
on the
look at the
wings.
effect. I'm getting days and I don't. Sorry. Is this like cheating technically? This is distracting. This is a OP skin, ladies and gentlemen.
Hypnotize your opponents.
Hypnotizing. I'm not saying it's not going to hypnotize other players if you grab it, but I'm not saying it is either. Beautiful effects, and obviously that kind of stylish effects,
That's
and
gorgeous.
also the metal. I'm noticing a different thing in the. It's not the metallics because that's not metallic, but it almost feels like it. The shine on the skin, on the yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That was beautiful.
We have been continuously improving our material treatments across the board.
And so that looked like a one who just got the fresh treatment right
Yeah,
there.
fresh
Just a little
treatment.
shine, a little wax on the wings.
Little wax on
Do
the wings,
fairies
looks
go
good.
get wing waxes, or is that like?
It's very private, Evan.
I don't know. That
Yeah.
sounds like because that's part of
That's
them.
personal.
Oh God! Wow,
That's
what have I?
personal.
I'm so sorry to all the fae out there. I apologize. So that's going to be the gift giving bundle. It is $9.99. It comes with 2 large gifts, which are 600 crystals each. Gives you 200 crystals plus that to spend on whatever you want. Maybe get you halfway through to one of the other skins that you're looking for, and then also gives you the Willow Sugar Plum fairy skin, which is her just being a completely different individual, and just because she wants to, because that's what fairies
look
do.
good.
Just to look good, and she does. She does look
Gotta
great.
switch
So
it up.
fantastic job on that. And my only distinction for people out there is, does this help you in achieving the event Maeve skin, or this is totally separate?
No, totally
So
separate.
even if you get
Separate.
this, you still got to get the other 3 to unlock Maeve.
To unlock Maeve, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make. Can people go straight to getting Maeve? That's my other question. If you just want the Maeve, can you just unlock that?
Well, it's by
The cost of the
it's
3.
going to be the cost of the 3.
Got it.
And
Okay.
you'll get the 3 too, but
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And she is an unlimited skin, so she'll be available for direct purchase after the event, but it's
Okay.
going to be the price of the
event.
entire event, which
Ah.
is, I think, 1,200 crystals.
And I think that's what you did with Full Moon Victor.
that is exactly
Yeah.
what we did. Yep.
Great. So no longer like a person comes in next patch and they're like, oh God, I missed this, this skin
Right.
with the Maeve.
You're just going to have to.
You're just
you know,
gonna have to
pony up.
Pony up, baby. All right, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Gives people the choice. That is basically looking to kind of come to an end of the show here in the patch notes, the update notes for us here in 1.9. But we do have a couple of things to mention, especially on the community side, of things to be aware of heading into next week.
Yeah, so next Wednesday, December 5th, we're going to have downtime across Paladins for up to 24 hours. So that's kind of crazy, but it's for something that's really, really cool. We announced crossplay and cross progression for next year. So basically, we have to take the game down for 24 hours so our tech team in the back end can kind of like fuse everything together and make sure that next year when we implement crossplay and cross progression at the beginning, that all of the back end is all tied together. But there will still be plenty to do within that 24 hours. So we're going to have PTS for 1.9 up, of course, and then we'll have streams all day on our Mixer channel so you guys can come and hang out with us. There will be plenty to do even if you're not able to get into live. So
We also do have that Crystal Storm. Did you mention that as well?
yes, we've also got a Crystal Storm this Saturday, one day only. So you'll get 25 crystals for each of your 4 daily wins.
Ooh.
So that's up to 100 crystals in one day.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh my.
You're already 25% to one of these new cosmetics if you do that.
That's
So
right.
just get 4 wins on Saturday. You are very, very close to being there. Fantastic stuff. Rafe, Garrett, thank you guys so much for your contributions in this patch. Lisa, thanks for filling us in on everything going on community-wise. That is going to do it for the show, my friends. I do think you wanted to mention that there was, again, reiterate, a little bit of a longer PTS cycle this time.
So this PTS cycle is going to be 2 weeks, same as going forward. We just want to spend a lot of time focusing on polish, especially for the map. So feel free to jump in PTS and help us out. We're going to try our best to make sure that it's a good quality level for 1.9, but if it's not, like, we will push it leader. So thank you so much for your help.
Great. Make sure to hang out with us. Ask us any questions. Rain Day Gaming, Hi-Res Alyssa, Hi-Res Thunderbrush, correct?
Yes.
And then Hi-Res Martini on Twitter after the show. And as always, my friends, remember to never give up, never stop gaming. We'll see you all in the realm.